Om. 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 Om Sarvamangala Mangalye Siva Sarveda Sadike Saranye Trambake Gauri Narayani Namostude Narayani Namostude Narayani Namostude. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namaste. Today I am going to talk about Vishvamitrasana and Vishvamitra. Vishvamitrasana is one of the very advanced posture. You need to practice a lot to master this posture. You will find a lot of obstacles on the way to master this posture. Vishvamitrasana named after one of the greatest sage called Vishvamitra. So who is this Vishvamitra? Vishvamitra is different from every other sage. Whereas every other sage is Brahmin, which is the priest caste. So they are priest. But Vishvamitra is not a priest. He is a warrior. He was a king. So I am going to tell you this wonderful, fascinating story about Vishvamitra. Vishvamitra his original name was Kausika. Okay? So there was a great king called Kausika, very famous king, righteous king, wonderful king. Once this great king called Kausika went for hunting in a forest or jungle. He went with lots of his troops or armies were with him, because that's what they do when the king goes for a hunting. Lot of his chief goes, some of his army goes. So they all went for a hunting in a deep forest. For some reason they got lost in the forest, and it's getting darker and darker and darker, and they got completely lost in the forest. And they started to feel very hungry. So they were looking some places where they could rest and eat something. And when they were looking for it, they found an ashram, a fairly big ashram, but simple ashram. So they went into the ashram. That ashram belonged to one of the greatest sage called Vasistha. Vasistha is not an ordinary sage. He is one of the Brahma's Manoputra. So he came from the mind of Lord Brahma, the creator. And he is one of the Sapta Rishis. Sapta means 7. Rishis mean great sages. He is one of the greatest sage. So he is one of the Sapta Rishis. Right. So Kausika and his army was so happy. They found a place. So they went inside, and Vasistha was greeting them. Please come inside. So Kausika said, Swami, we got lost in the forest, and we are extremely hungry and also extremely tired. Vasistha says, don't worry. I will give you good food, and you can rest, and you can go when you are refreshed. So, but Kausika said, Swami, we are plenty of us, around 100 of us, and you are a small, simple ashram. How can you feed all of us? And Vasistha says, don't worry about that. I have a divine cow called Kamadhenu. This divine cow is given to me by Lord Indra, the king of the heaven, the king of the demigod. And this cow will give whatever you ask for it. So, they all were sitting. Kausika and his army and all his entourage was sitting. And Vasishtha asked Kamadeva, give them food. So the Kamadeva brought them food. Suddenly there were food for every one of them. And they were so happy, they had a good meal and they rested. But then Kausika said to Vasishtha, Swami, this divine cow, won't it be wonderful if it stays in our palace? So this cow can give everyone whatever they want, free food. So it will be more useful for the kingdom if the cow, this Kamadhenu, stay in my palace. But then Vasishtha said, the Kamadhenu will never go to anywhere else. It will stay always in this ashram. But Kausika was so determined. He tried to take Kamadhenu by force. But Vasishtha used his power. So what happened? From Kamadhenu came thousands of warriors and they defeated Kausika and his army. So Kausika felt humiliated. He went to his palace and he was thinking, I am a great king. I have thousands of armies, thousands of warriors with me, but this simple sage has defeated me. He was thinking, so a sage can be more powerful than a great king. And he thought, what's the point of having a great kingdom if I can't have the power of a sage? And he said to himself, I am going to be a sage as well. I don't need this kingdom. So he decided to leave the kingdom and go in a remote areas, in a remote forest and meditate to become a sage. He wanted to call Lord Shiva and ask him to give him powers to be a great sage. So Vishvamitra is Kausika actually. His name is still Kausika. So Kausika sitting and meditating for years. His meditation was so intense. Even Lord Indra, the king of the heaven, beginning to be scared. What will happen if Kausika get more powers from Lord Shiva? So what he wanted to disturb Kausika's meditation. So what did Indra do? He sent Vayu, the god of wind. So Vayu came with massive cyclone like that. But the power of Kausika's meditation was so intense, Vayu couldn't disturb his meditation. So Indra sent Agni, the god of fire. So he sent a great fire to disturb Vishvamitra's meditation. Nothing happened. The fire couldn't touch Kausika because his meditation was so intense. Indra sent flood, nothing. Flood couldn't touch Kausika. So Indra was so frustrated. What can he do to disturb Kausika's meditation? In the end, he sent Menaka. Menaka is one of the most beautiful women in the heaven. So he sent to Menaka. He said to Menaka, seduce Kausika and disturb his meditation. So here Kausika is meditating, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. So intense his meditation. Kausika is calling Lord Shiva, come, come, come. But suddenly he felt something. Beautiful smell, wonderful smile. And he felt there is something in front of him. He opened his eyes, and in front of his eyes, there's the most beautiful woman he ever seen in his entire life, and that is Menaka. He has more beautiful body and wonderful face, and above all, this great beautiful smell. Kausika said, "Why are you here? Who are you?" Menaka said, "Swami, I am here to serve you. Please let me to be with you, to serve you." Vishvamitra said, "No, I am in deep meditation. I don't want any disturbances. Please go away from me." Then he closed his eyes, meditating, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, calling Lord Shiva. But Menaka didn't go. She is coming closer to him, almost touching him, and his beautiful smell. So here, Vishvamitra is closing his eyes, trying to meditate, but my mind, his mind is troubled. His mind is thinking about Menaka, her beautiful body, her wonderful face, the beautiful eyes, and this beautiful, beautiful smell. Kausika couldn't control his lust for Menaka. And he said to himself, "Well, meditation can wait, Lord Shiva can wait, but now let me be with this beautiful woman." So he opened his eyes and decided to live with Menaka. So he forgot the meditation and living with Menaka like husband and wife. Time passed. Then Menaka became pregnant. Now, suddenly, Kausika realized what he has done. Oh my God, what happened to my meditation? I want to be a great sage. I want Lord Shiva to give me powers and make me a great sage. So what I have done? So he told Menaka, "Please go away from me." So Menaka said, "Swami, I am pregnant." But Kausika said, "Please go away from here." He was very stubborn, very strict. He told her, "Please, please, please go away." So what happened? Menaka went away and he had this baby girl. And the girl is called Sakuntala. Now this Sakuntala, in the end the Sakuntala turned into be a beautiful, beautiful woman, and she married a king called Dushyanta. But that is another great story. It says they are one of the greatest love story ever told. But we will talk about some other time. So, Menaka had this beautiful child called Sakuntala, and she left the Sakuntala in a forest and she went back to the heaven. Now, Kausika carried on his deep, very intense meditation. And in the end, of course, Lord Shiva came to him and gave him all the powers and made him as a sage. Right? And he been called from that time onward, he is called Vishvamitra. No more Kausika anymore. He is now Vishvamitra, a great sage. Okay? But what happened was, Vishvamitra got so much power, also he got very bad temper. And sometimes he abused his powers, then he cursed other people, and there are times he lost all his powers, then he started to meditate again, very intense meditation, and he got powers back. So he learned all his mistakes. So on his path to be a great sage, he made lots of mistakes and learned from all these mistakes. And in the end, he became one of the greatest sages ever. Okay? So this is the story of Vishvamitra. What is the story of Vishvamitra tells us on the way to self-realization, on the way to liberation, or on the way to be a great sage. We will come across lots of obstacles, but we shouldn't give in. We should fight on. These are the obstacles for yoga. You will come across so many obstacles on your path to be a great yogi. It's okay. Don't give in. Work on it again and again and again until you succeed in the end. If we look at Vishvamitrasana, it's one of the greatest posture, very advanced posture. But you can't do it straight away. You have to work very hard. You will find lots of obstacles on the way to master Vishvamitrasana. It's okay. Eventually you will succeed in mastering Vishvamitrasana. So remember, on the path to a great yogi, you will find lots of obstacles. They are obstacles for yoga. And you will come across all these obstacles if you have the determination and the discipline. Regardless of your body size or your age, whatever it is, what you need is the discipline and determination. So this is the story of Vishvamitra and Vishvamitrasana. Remember, Vishvamitra is different from every other sage. Whereas every other sage is the priest caste, Vishvamitra was a king. He was not a priest. On his path, he came across so many obstacles, but he won all the obstacles. Eventually, he became a great sage. By the way, Vishvamitra is the one who gave Gayatri Mantra to the world. Gayatri Mantra was revealed to the Vishvamitra by the gods. And he, in turn, revealed or gave Gayatri Mantra to everyone. So he is not an ordinary sage. He is one of the greatest sages ever. Thank you very much. Hope you learned something from this video. Thank you very much.